Well, have you ever looked at your life and realized that staying exactly where you are is actually what is costing you more than just, well, taking a leap into the unknown? Welcome back to the Being Connected podcast. I am your host, Annamiah, your clarity mentor. Today, I want to talk about something that is very deeply personal to me, and I know it is for so many of you listening to this show. What is the cost of actually staying where you are when you refuse to invest in yourself? I'm going to share something that might sound a little crazy at first, but when people come to me and they are at their absolute lowest, maybe they just got fired, maybe they got through some brutal divorce, maybe their relationships is falling apart, maybe you just feel completely lost. Well, that is where I say to them, congratulations. And this is not in a celebrative way, but then still, I know it can sound harsh, but I say congratulations because if this is your bottom in your life, if this is your lowest point in your life, you now have the most beautiful, terrifying, and powerful opportunity in front of you. You get to choose what are you going to do with the situation that you're in. So today I want to share a bit about my own journey with money wounding, the fear of investing in high ticket memberships, mentorships, and the ultimate question that you need to ask yourself: why do I think that I'm not worthy of investing in myself? Let's get into it. Let's start with the congratulations part, because when everything falls apart and it feels like this can be the end of your world, your nervous system is probably on overdrive here. You are in fight, flight, maybe you are in freeze, fawn, or you just want the pain to stop. If you could wave your magic wand, could it then just go away? And the thing about learning or developing yourself, growing, personal growth is never pretty. It's never perhaps exciting in the moment that you feel, okay, so this happened to me. But the truth about hitting rock bottom is that it strips away all the illusions. Yeah, it strips away that comfort zone. But what it perhaps actually was a cage. So when you lose your job, or the relationship ends, or you just wake up one day and you realize that you are deeply unhappy, well, the universe is handing you a blank slate. It is an initiation, and as a manifestor in the human design system, this is an aura type, an energy type. I know a thing or two about initiation. So when you are in a low point, you have a choice. You can stay there, you can become a victim to your circumstances, and you can let that be your story. The story is yours to keep. If you want to tell it and you want to hold on to it, well, it's yours to hold on to. That is your choice. But what you can also do is look around and say, okay, so this is what life hands me. This is the foundation I'm going to build my new life on. So if you kind of look into the phrasing or the quote that says everything happens for a reason, and then you get diagnosed with some stupid shit, and then you're like, okay, so how can this be for a reason, and where is the heart and comfort and love in this? But again, you can choose to look at it in a certain way. There's something you missed. So where can you find it? How can this experience that you're having be the foundation that you're going to build a new life on? And how does that life look like? And it's not going to be roses and peaches all day long. So depending on your choices, this will look very different in all of your lives. But the thing is, you cannot build a new life using the same tools that got you in the situation or the mess that you are in the first place, whatever that is for you. Always when you need something else, you need new tools. You need a new perspective. That cup has to go from half empty to half full. It's the same cup. The measurement in the cup is the same. So what do you see? Is it half empty or is it half full? That is a perspective. And most importantly, you'll need support. So this brings me to the concept of investing in yourself. And I don't just mean money, though we are definitely going to talk about money today. I mean investing in your time, your energy, and also your vulnerability into getting a mentor, finding a support system. And often it's good because when you get people from outside of yourself, they're not too close to you. It can be very difficult for a very close relative to help you in something. Perhaps it doesn't have to be this way, but it can be. So having somebody seeing it from the outside and being able to look at the situation from a helicopter perspective, to elevate up and see, what is this? What am I missing? And what people often do is they look at a price tag for a mentor, a coach, or a program, and then the panic goes, oh, I can't afford that. That's way too much money. Money is also energy. And what it costs is not the physical mind of costing. It is what is creating your nervous system to think that is too much money. Because is it too much money? If you want to, you could flip that question and say, what is the cost of me staying exactly where I am today? Because if you don't change anything, where will you be next year, in 5 years, in 10 years? Where will you still be draining yourself? Or will you still be having the same arguments in your relationships? Will you still be waking up with that heavy feeling in your chest, knowing that you're meant for so much more, but you have no idea how to get there? I would argue that this is a massive cost. So it can cost you your life force, energy, your whole potential, your joy, your happiness, your peace. Let's just get a little honest for a second. We can tell ourselves that we don't have the money to invest in growth, but where is it that the money is actually going? We often spend it on stupid shit, right? We buy clothes, another order from Temu or whatever it is that you think that you need, but you already have in your cupboard. We buy the clothes that we don't need because it feels like that quick hint of dopamine in the brain. It sounds like something, and then you're trying to fill that in a cup of yours with things that you don't need or you already have. We can also spend it on dinners, on wines, on drinks to numb out the stress of the week. How many of you get home and open a bottle of wine and I want to relax with this wine, or I am taking a cigarette break because I want to stress out. I want to de-stress myself from the day, where in fact, if you look at the data, there's nothing de-stressing about alcohol or cigarettes or anything else for that matters. This is just a story we tell ourselves. When we leak money everywhere to basically just distract ourselves from the fact that you are not truly living. When you invest in yourself, you are taking that leaking energy and you are channeling it directly into your own expansion. So this is where things gets really interesting, right? Let's just be transparent with this, because I have been where you are right now. I have had deep money wounding, for instance, and growing up always knowing that I had to take care of myself. So when it came to investing in myself, that was really triggering for me, because I had to do everything myself, pay all the bills myself. And remember, I was looking at this high ticket offer from a mentor, and I knew in my bones that this was exactly what I needed and I wanted. And then this nervous system comes up and is screaming at me. My intuition was screaming yes, but my mind and my nervous system was terrified. So I had loads of doubts going into it. So is this just a lot of money. What if I do this? And what if it doesn't work? What if I can actually achieve what I want? What if I am not good enough to become the person who can hold this level of success? What if I am not the person who can live that life? But to be quite honest, I'm looking at my nervous system and my amygdala saying all these things to me. Well, it was just fear though, right? It's very rarely about the money. So the money is just the excuse, and the real fear is the feeling of perhaps not being good enough. Is it the fear that you want to step into your own power and then realize that you actually have to take responsibility for your life? You have to go and do the thing that is right now holding you from living a more purposeful life or peaceful life, whatever that is for you. But when finally I made that investment, my nervous system obviously freaked out by making that payment. That was it was an energetic declaration to the universe where I was saying, I am worth this. I am betting on myself. I know I can do this. I know that this is a support system for me. I'm getting some strategies and some techniques. And you know what? The transformation started the moment that I made that decision. So before the mentorship even officially began, I had decided to myself and to the universe that I was worth that investment. Not just being, I have to take care of the kids and I have the animals, and everything else was going first and never me. So that's a thing to know for many of you listening, that it's okay. And of course, we are never supposed to be irresponsible or doing something for money we don't have, but make that reflection. Because it's rarely about the money. It's always about you. Either don't think that you're not worth it because everything else is before you. That has to do with self-love. Are you loving yourself enough to make that investment in yourself to go and get that support system, right? Just to wrap it up, I just want to leave you with this question. I want you to really sit with this, and maybe you can journal on it. That's really a good thing to do, because when you ask yourself the 7 whys, why, number 1, do I not think that I'm worthy of making this investment? Why would I in the first place go and get that investment? Keep asking. Either way, what you are replying to your own question, the next question has to start with why. Why is it important? Why do I not think I am important enough to make this decision? Why is it that everybody else comes after me? Can you see how that could be a nervous system that got triggered to a money wound from a place where I was myself? I was a lone provider. I had to pay for everything myself. My only paycheck went to paying all the expenses. I was on my own. But in fact, it was not about the money, because that's an exchange. Of course, it's an exchange. It's seeing what is it that I need, and knowing that when I pay for it in that exchange, coming from the good feel of the flow, knowing that you're worth it, you are changing the frequency, and the universe will find different places to hand back your money, right? So, of course, that's a belief system. You don't have to believe that what I say is true. Ask that question, to just sit on the question and reflecting on it while you are driving or walking. Why do I not think that I am worthy of investing in myself? Where does it come from? An investment in your mind, your healing, your clarity. That is something that nobody will ever be able to take away from you, ever. You can lose a house, or you can lose a job, you can lose physical possessions, sure. But the internal shifts is in the tools that you learn. That is the expansion of your consciousness, and that is yours forever. Why won't you do it? What is holding you back from taking that next step? So this is out of a deep-seated belief that you're not good enough, or is it the fear that you can't actually do it? Or are you hiding behind the excuse that, oh, that's too much money, I could never do that? Remember, it's your story, and if you want to keep it, it's yours. Everything you think is true, whether or not you think you can do it or not. What kind of wounding is speaking for you right now, and what state is your nervous system in? This very often has to do about our nervous system regulation, emotional regulation of some sort. So what about taking that leap? Does that really freak you out, and where does it come from? Are you operating from that survival mode, or are you operating from a place of vision and creation and energy expansion? Remember that you are worthy of the life that you deserve just by waking up in the morning. You're worthy of the support it takes to get there. Stop spreading your energy out on distractions and just start to invest in yourself, in your own becoming. If this episode hits home for you, if you are realizing that you are staying stuck and start to invest in your clarity, I have something for you, and you can go and get my Clarity Free Toolkit. It's free. You can just click in the link tree below and you'll go get that completely free on my website. You can also get a Clarity Now session reading where we look into what is your situation right now, what do you need help with, and you can start with booking 15 minutes for a overview of, am I the person that is right for you right now? And I'll ask you some questions, and if that feels like the perfect first step for mapping out your energy and your intuition, you can definitely just reach out for me. So if you're ready for that deep and personalized support, if you are ready to have someone to hold the mirror and guide you from where you are to where you want to be and where you are deeply meant to be, I invite you to book the Clarity Now session. The link is below. If you love this episode, please like and share with a friend who perhaps needs to hear this. I hope that this reflection opened up a special place in you. So see you next time.